Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Cinema Scrutiny. Today we are talking about the pilot episode of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I am John, joined as always by my co host Billy. Billy, how are you doing?
Fantastic. Uh, Pretty happy with this one. I think Disney Plus is on a train right now. They're
Hmm.
just, you know, nonstop, no stops. So,
Yeah, I agree. I mean, from what I understand, they didn't put out the exact numbers, but Falcon and the Winter Soldier was their most watched premiere of a show ever. And, they
yeah,
just hit 100 million subscribers. That obviously it's pulling more than WandaVision. It's pulling more than The Mandalorian season two.
yes,
So they're doing insane numbers. If you haven't seen it, go out and see it. It's amazing. I think we both loved it a lot, and we will
yeah,
definitely we're gonna get into the spoilers. So watch it, come back, and hopefully you can enjoy this conversation. So
yeah.
let's just jump into you know I would say the big moments, right? So for me, the start, like the two big takeaways from this episode that I think are really setting it up for like big success are the three
Mhm.
things I'll say. The first thing, the Don Cheadle cameo.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh,
fucking
it was good.
perfect. Ooh, man, man comes out of nowhere and literally out loud, I'm watching the show in a room by myself. I'm watching it on the big screen, and I'm like, it's Don fucking Cheadle, like top of my lungs. I'm like, oh my god, it's Don Cheadle. Like, I
you
don't
know,
know, it's so fucking hype.
it well, you know, on a base level, Don Cheadle is the hype. Fucking love the guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love him in everything he's in. Marvel aside.
Yeah.
Um, what I loved about the Don Cheadle moment uh, was that I think he was in two scenes overall. Uh, you know, when Sam is talking to the crowd,
Mm-hmm.
uh, very similar to when Tony kind of comes out of Iron Man.
Yeah.
Um, and then also they're walking through the Cap Museum talking about the situation they're kind of in.
Mm-hmm.
And they never played on this in any of the other movies before, but uh, Sam and Don Cheadle, Rhodey, are both like ex-soldiers who are now these like heightened super soldiers, I guess you could say.
Yeah, I think actually
Uh,
they both technically still work for the U.S. Air Force.
yeah, and like they never made that connection. I never really thought about that before. Um,
Yeah, they're really
but
parallel characters in a lot of ways. Like they're both kind of, the modern best friend of the main character in their film.
right, and they both kind of just lost their best friend in a certain way.
Yeah.
So who better to be standing next to Sam in the moment than Rhodey himself? And I think that was a sick moment. I was like, wow, this is really fucking awesome. Like
Yeah, I
Don
agree.
Cheadle aside, like awesome that Don Cheadle showed up. Thank God.
Yeah, it
But
was like a great cameo, and like it felt right.
yeah,
Like it felt like
100%.
it felt to me like Rhodey's about to ask the exact same questions in
Yeah.
Armor Wars. Like, do I, because he basically, for all intents and purposes, he's becoming Iron Man. Like he's wearing the same level of suit. He is wearing an Iron Man suit,
Hmm.
and he is
Yeah.
he's dealing with the Iron Man problem. So it's like and it sounds like he's gonna have his own interpretation of it, but it's basically the same question. It's like, why aren't you taking up the mantle, and are you ready to become the thing that your friend needs you to be or wants you to be?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Um yeah, I think that was great. Um what other two moments were you thinking about
Yeah.
after seeing
So
this?
the second one, which I'll save the most important one for last. Uh, but the next one for me is the opening scene, like the opening action scene where they're in Syria or wherever they are.
Right,
And
the chase scene.
yeah, and to me that really signified, and we'd seen it in the trailers a couple times, but the extended quality of that scene to me
Very good.
really, it was amazing. And honestly, I think the quality of like this, like the action sequence was much higher compared to some of the sequences in WandaVision towards the end.
Sure,
Like I think that
definitely.
when Wanda was flying around at the end, there was definitely some really not bad, but like there's some noticeable CGI kind of cuts and like
For
feels to
sure.
the backgrounds. But Falcon like just looked great. Like it looked
Oh,
exactly like the movie.
he
You know
looks
what I mean?
fantastic, and it really gave him like his own like full action scene for once, which
Yeah.
was sick because he's a character who deserves it. And I love they integrated Red Wing into it a lot.
It was great.
Because he's like Red Wing is such like a cool little, in the books it's an actual Falcon, but
Mm,
like uh they never really like integrate it too much. Like sometimes in the movies, like it kind of just like pops off his back and into someone's face, and
yeah.
then flies back, and it's like, all right, But in this, it was like a whole little extra little drone that could fly around and help him. It was like, yes, this
Yeah.
is this is it.
And Red Wing kills people.
Yeah, it goes
no,
straight up.
no
Did
hesitation.
Did you notice in the scene, the kidnapper for
Hmm.
the entire scene, the bald guy?
Yeah.
First of all, his name is George St. Pierre. Uh,
Yeah. The
very
brownstone something.
he is in real life. He is an MMA wrestler, MMA fighter,
Hmm.
legendary fighter. Very good guy. I'm a fan of him in real life, but I'm glad he gets this little role because he was also, if you remember, in the Winter Soldier in the beginning.
Hmm.
He is the guy that Cap runs into on the boat, who's like a kickboxer,
Yeah.
uh, and he's like the one dude that Cap really like gets into like a fight with. But like, what a cool like little throwback! Like he comes back in this, like, and now Falcon's chasing him around. It's like that was
Yeah, I
awesome.
agree. Really cool throwback. I forget what his name
I-
is. He's like the bound, he's like a gymnast or something. Like he's known
He's
for
like
the
a D
flips.
level villain in the
Yeah,
books, but like so sick. Like that he shows back up, and also like I like GSP, so like shout out GSP.
yeah, very cool. So like to me, that whole scene just solidified that like the quality for these bigger action Marvel sequences that WandaVision didn't really have because of the nature of the show.
Yeah,
They're totally there. And then the biggest takeaway for me that was like really, I think, a twist that nobody actually, or like, I don't know. I guess it's not that big of a twist, but like to me, when the U.S. agent comes out at the end and they're like straight up, this is Captain America. Like he is Captain America. Because I feel like a lot of like when you're reading interpretations of it and you're reading trailer breakdowns, it's like this is the U.S. agent. He's very like he takes like the mantle, but he's like very much his own thing.
yeah,
And the
yeah,
U.S. government is like, no, this is Captain America 100%. Like we're not going to call him anything else. And I
sure.
feel like it is much more of a like stab. Like it's much more of them like twisting the knife and making like you instantly hate this character.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I saw a funny meme actually about the U.S. agent reveal at the end.
Mm.
They said, "Who put Casey Neistat in the Captain America suit?"
Yeah,
Because he looks like this big fucking awkward dweeb guy,
yeah,
and
he
like he did like
does.
a wink too.
Yeah,
It was like, oh, this guy's gross.
I
But
mean, he
also,
knew though. He knew it was a fuck you.
yeah, it's pretty suck. But also, I think he's gonna be like a Hydra agent or whatever.
Yeah, that's
I think that's
definitely
gonna
kind
be
of
his
how
twist.
it felt. It like immediately felt like he was evil, and I think that's
Yeah,
also partially because of it feels like my initial meme thought was the Harry Potter meme where it's like, how dare you stood where he stood.
yeah, yeah, that too,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, I don't know. Like, I just feel like that scene does such a great job in ratcheting up, like, and it's also just a payoff to like the fact that the Marvel universe is so beloved that like my instant reaction to somebody else claiming to be Captain America is fuck you.
Yeah, it's like fuck this guy.
And
You
it's
don't deserve to
also
be there.
everything
Like
about
Sam should be
that.
standing there.
Yeah, everything
You know,
about the scene is fucked because like not even a month ago he donated that shield to the Smithsonian.
to the museum, and the
Yeah,
government just kind of flipped it around and was like, "We have a new agent," and it's like, "You fuckers,
yeah.
you
The government is
bastards."
like, we're gonna use him as propaganda, which is actually, I feel like there's also that possibility. I feel like he also has a strong chance of not being superpowered at all and
Sure.
just being like the original Captain America where he went on all those like USA tours trying to like
He was
just
just a
like
mascot, kind
yeah,
of
just
just like
like
a hype
doing
guy.
war bonds and stuff.
Yeah,
So
I don't know.
those
It
were
could be.
my
It'll definitely be interesting. I think. I think one plotline that was, to me, it was probably the most interesting. I really liked what they're doing with Bucky right now.
yeah. No, I agree.
Um, his whole like post-war trauma thing going on. Because it's something that they never address. Um, Even sometimes I feel like Cap doesn't really get that kind of address
Hmm.
in like any of his movies. Of like the post-war trauma, and I guess part of it they kind of explain here. It's like you guys like never stopped fighting. Like Cap never really stopped fighting, but
Hmm.
Bucky was kind of he was forced to keep fighting, unwillingly. Like his body was like a vessel, basically.
Yeah, he said that, and there was like a line when he was talking to his therapist about that, right? He was like, "I just get unfrozen to kill people every like
Yeah,
couple of years, then I get put back on ice." Or it was, "I've only gone from one fight to another for the last 70 years,"
right.
and he's like
And he
tired.
finally found peace in Wakanda after you know
Yeah,
being exiled, I guess. Which I'd be interested to see if they do a throwback scene to Wakanda. I think that'd be kind of fun. Um, I don't know if they'll be able to do it with Chadwick Boseman being gone, of course. But
hmm
what did you think of Sam's whole family situation back in Louisiana? Also, Anthony Mackie's from New Orleans, which is kind of cool. They kind of tied this back into his his personal story.
yeah. I think that it's okay. I think
Yeah,
like him like meeting the rest of his family and being like feeling like he's a man at a time, kind of like Cap and Bucky are. Like he's been in the snap. Everyone else in his family didn't get snapped, so he's trying to deal with that. I think it's like I don't. It's like kind of interesting. I feel like it doesn't personally make that much sense in the end. For example, you know, like the economic system. One, they're like, oh, we can't give you a loan because you don't have any work for the last 5 years, and he's like, I literally didn't exist. Like I feel like that's such a bullshit thing that society would do. Like that just doesn't seem right to me.
yeah. But
Also, like
you think that would actually happen though if the snap really happened? Do you think that's a believable outcome that people actually face
I
economically?
no,
Mm,
like I don't like it just doesn't make sense. Like it's too stupid to me. Like I get if maybe like your assets had been sold. But
yeah.
if it's like we're not going to give you a loan because your credit doesn't exist for the last 5 years, like like, what are you
Shut up.
stupid? Like it's just such a stupid idea. Like literally, for a fact they haven't existed. Just start like you have the internet history, you have their credit history.
Go
Just
back to when 5 years ago what the credit
just
score
look at the
was.
fucking credits. Like idiotic. One, two.
Yeah.
Iron Man never pays anybody. Man never got paid. That first of all, he works for the Air Force. He gets fucking paid. Like,
Yeah.
but also, first of all, that sucks. That's stupid. Iron Man dropping the ball. It happens. But then on top of that, like, I really don't believe that this dude's like, like, oh, you're Falcon. Like, that's so neat. Like, you saved the entire fucking universe and we all know it for a fact. But, like, I just, like, your credit's just not lining up.
Yeah, I just can't do this right
Like,
now. Sorry, bud.
like,
Also, can we get a picture? It's like, bro, shut up.
yeah, like, it just, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm thinking about it a little too hard because obviously this needs to happen for the plot.
Yeah.
But, like, the PR alone on denying a blinked Avenger who saved the universe a fucking cheap, like, it's got to be under 100,000 to fix the fucking boat.
Right.
Like, it's so stupid. And even with
Yeah.
that, like, just go to Tony Stark's wife. She's alive. She knows who the fuck you are. Just like go to
She could probably help you out. Yeah, Pepper probably
uh,
could.
the whole thing
I
just
s-
seems stupid, but I understand it.
but other than that, I mean, it was a nice episode. It was a nice opening. They're definitely going in a nice direction, and I'm definitely interested in. I feel like this this Winter Soldier type of vibe is finally coming back around, because Civil War turned into, it was definitely a different direction from Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, or Civil War was a different direction from Winter Soldier. But this, I feel like we're finally getting back into that vibe of the Winter Soldier, like the political espionage type of military movie, and I really like that vibe. So
Yeah, we are
uh,
straight up in the thick of it now.
yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I agree. I think if I wasn't hooked before, which I was, but I'm definitely 100% hooked in now.
Yeah, shout out to Disney Plus with the momentum they got going on right
Oh,
now.
absolute banger.
They literally went from Mando season 2, took a few weeks off, WandaVision popped off, took a week off, and now they're just steamrolling right into Falcon Winter Soldier. And like you said, it's the biggest premiere they've had on Disney Plus since the uh, platform started. So, and I suspect Loki will probably be the next biggest premiere
Yeah,
on
no,
the
I
on the
100%
service.
agree.
So they definitely they are trailblazing a business model for streaming services. Just steamroll the content out. Don't stop. Like
Yeah,
so.
I definitely agree. Well, that has been our pilot review for the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Be sure to keep here when we come back eventually at the end of the series with our full series review. We will obviously be talking about all kinds of crazy news and reviews in between. Don't
Yes.
forget to smash that like button. Let us know what you think of the Falcon and Winter Soldier premiere down in the comments section. And we are just super excited to see where the series goes, and hopefully
Yeah.
you guys are as well.
100%. We will see you guys soon.
Yeah, have a good week, guys.